complex also, not just a place where there was Prince's, but other entities could be officed there. They would in turn use the facility for their productions, and then, you know, make Paisley Park again this kind of creative environment, this world that was, you know, its own place, and not just for Prince projects, but projects for anybody who came in. Yeah. For example, the last REM record they just did, they did that at Paisley Park, and it came from a relationship that I had with their manager, Jefferson. They were on tour with Maserati years ago, and so I knew them.
Maserati and REM together?
Yeah, they were. And so I knew them, and so when we were trying to bring new acts and new people to record at Paisley, we brought them up. Half the band, not everybody, brought them up. We hung out, went to First Avenue, and showed them Paisley, and said, "This is where you can create a great record." I mean, it could be an environment. We rented apartments for them, so they weren't that far from Paisley, and you know, this is the album that they made while they were at Paisley, in the environment of Paisley, and it turned out to be, you know, what, 7 Grammy nominated record. Yeah, so. You know, cool. So that's what Paisley was to be, and that's what we tried to set out to do, and that was the vision that I had of it, and Prince also.
So, Ingrid, it's a little bit chilly out here, but this is the absolute front of Paisley Park. This is the place.
Yes, this is the front of it, and if you come and hang out, there's lots of wonderful people who you run into, like Eric Leeds.
No! It's the Madhouse himself.
Are you just taking a walk through Chanhassen, Eric?
It's above freezing today. Why not?
It's above freezing?
Above freezing, yeah.
Is it normally not above freezing?
Summertime in Minnesota.
Summertime, yeah. Summertime, what, 2 weeks of the year? July?
Well, no, 4 days, man. In like 2 days. 2 days from now, it's supposed to be spring. Right?
That's right. Yeah.
The official, this is it.
This is it, yeah.
So how do you know this guy?
How do we know each other?
We're on the same label. We have the same group of friends. We hang out at the same places.
All the time.
Maybe someday work together.
Hey, I like that idea.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
So tell us now, what are you doing? Just hanging out today?
Actually, I'm here with A&R people from Warner Brothers because we're in pre-production for my next album, which we go into the studio in May to record, and hopefully fall release. Then I hit the road.
Now, I understand you were hanging out in Toronto. Why?
I just finished the soundtrack for a movie called Giant Steps that was produced in Toronto, starring Billy D. Williams. He plays kind of, yeah. Dark Gable, right. Yeah, very much so in this movie. He plays kind of like a Thelonious Monk character. It's a jazz musical, and I did all the score for it, original compositions for the performance scenes in it, and it was big fun.
Sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I just can't help myself. Do I sound like me? Did you see Billy D anywhere? Not anymore, do you? You see Slade Thompson.
Now, what about the whole Madhouse thing? Is that still happening?
Madhouse, that's
Which way? Where?
There we are. Madhouse is kind of, I guess, on hiatus right now. I mean, it's
Locked
like,
up.
yeah, kind of, you know, we're undergoing therapy, you know, put it that way. But you never know when the doors will open again for that, and that'll spill out.
Why did you do Madhouse in the beginning?
Because I could, you know,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that yeah, you just do that when you can, and it just was the right time to do that. We had the right people in the right place, and we had someone like Prince that was bold enough to look at the nonsense going on with that and just say, hey, I like that, do it, and we did it. So we'll do it again sometime.
Now, who was in Madhouse, or who is in Madhouse?
Well, it's probably more accurate. It was really a bunch of friends of mine from Atlanta, Georgia. I was living at the time before I started working with Prince, and it was just kind of a rehearsal band that we had, where we'd just throw these wacky ideas. We weren't really, some people think it was jazz. I don't really think it was jazz. It was like funk guys playing at jazz, which was kind of what it was about. No labels, no preconceived notions of what it should or shouldn't be, which is one of the reasons we didn't have any titles or anything. You know, songs were just numbered.
1 through 12.
That's right. Well, 1 through 8 on the first one, then we went up to 16 on the second one, and then well, none of us could count higher, so that kind of, you know. But it was, you know, it was just one of those things that just kind of fell together, and it fell apart, and then it's going to fall together again sometime. So that's, you know, no agenda for it, and we kind of like to keep it that way.
What about your own solo stuff?
Well,
You've got one record out already.
Got one record out, Times Squared, that came out last year, and that was like the first thing that I think really kind of just demonstrated what I'm about, just left to my own devices entirely. The next album is going to be recorded with my own band that I have now, touring band, and it's really going to, I think, reflect, I don't want to say traditional, because sometimes people get scared by that. Oh, it's traditional, it's old-fashioned. I don't mean that. I mean traditional in the sense of a real jazz album being played by a living, breathing group of, you know, real musicians that go into a studio and record music live. You know, minimal overdubs. I mean, really music for the moment. Certainly, you know, you want to document that, because an album is kind of like a painting, I guess. You know, it's really a documentation of where an artist is at any given point. But I'm really excited about, you know, having my own group of guys that really are about personifying what I'm about as a player and as a composer and arranger or whatever. And that's what it's going to be about.
Now, what about your work with Prince? I guess most people became familiar with you through your work with Prince.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, that's an opportunity that I know thousands of musicians would die to have, and I'm a very, very fortunate person to have been in the right place at the right time, you know, and then be able to take advantage of the opportunity that he gave me to really contribute to his music, you know, when I was a part of his band, and it was a lot of fun, and it really, I think, gave me enough background and just recording with him as much as I did to give me the, you know, it was part of the whole, you know, and it brought me to this point.
Do the duty in your bed. No, let it bliss, hair bleeds.
Get back in here. Get back in here, Don. She's freezing. It's Chanhassen, right? That's what Chanhassen. We're freezing together in Chanhassen. Now, what do you know about this lady? Tell me something about her. Tell me something good.
Oh, good. Well, I mean, look at her. What can I say? Just look at that, you know.
Yeah.
Ingrid, well, let's see. Graffiti Bridge, and came through that whole thing, and then it was like... Survived. We survived. That's right.
That's right. You both survived.
That's right. I was in it for 30 seconds, if you blink. You know, I was up there with... I was doing the dog with George on that, and that, you know, I was a member of the Funkadelic.
Okay.
It was a dream come true to even be part of that for a minute, you know. But Ingrid here, she comes through that, and now she's bringing her own entirely different perspective on music from that very personal standpoint. I mean, what we look at Paisley Park is alternative music, wouldn't you say? You know, I mean, I don't want to say that we're just here because no one else will have us. I prefer to think of it as we're here because this is the place to be. That everyone else is maybe missing it.
I like that. I like that.
So.
I like that. As they started the engines, let's get inside. Eric Leeds, Ingrid Chavez, Michael, Paisley Park. See ya. Take them. outside of Minneapolis. I'm not sure where we are, but it's Paisley Park Studios. We'll find out exactly where we are because our tour guide in the studios, and we have a very special guest today, is Ingrid Chavez. Ingrid.
Hi.
How you doing?
Well, you happen to be right inside Paisley Park at this very moment, so.
And where, this isn't Minneapolis. I mean, this is outside. The proper, it would be...
Chanhassen.
Chanhassen, that's it, that's it.
Chanhassen.
Ooh, okay.
40 minutes outside of Minneapolis.
40 minutes?
Yeah, so I hope you have a car, and I hope you're not stuck out here.
No, it's a little bit chilly out here, though. We came down from Canada, and it's always nice for us to go someplace that's
this is summertime
colder
here.
Oh, this is summertime? Well, good. Well, let's take a look at the studio. What are you going to show us today? Tell me.
Let's see. This is our receptionist here. And this is the magic wall of all the artists that have recorded here or are recording here or who wish they could record here. No, all of them have recorded here.
Let's see. We got the Jets
The
Power.
R.E.M., look at them.
R.E.M. They did that album here?
They did it here.
Whoa.
Let's see.
Who else have we got here?
Got Alan Leeds. Eric Leeds.
Eric Leeds,
Which is
yeah.
Alan's brother. We got Mark Brown, and hey, we got Prince up there.
Ah, yeah.
Believe it or not.
Oh, no, and what's Stevie Ray Vaughan? Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, hey,
Wait,
hang on.
wait.
Hey, Stevie Ray Vaughan, right here, right here. Check this. It's Paisley Park, thank you for your help.
They
Stevie
helped
Ray.
him do something.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's good.
All right.
Let's see.
Now, this is where you did your album here?
Yep, this is where I did it.
Which studio did you work in?
I worked in Studio A and Studio B, and there's Michael.
Producer?
Michael, producer Michael. Look at him. Ooh, look at that shirt.
Good morning.
What are you up to?
Hey, just hanging out. Ingrid's taking us around the studio.
Cool. Let's check it out.
Michael Compliment, how did you get to work here at Paisley Park?
Well, pretty much a fluke in that I was just looking for a job as an assistant engineer. I was pretty much just out of school. I was working at one other studio and just came here looking for a job and got it, you know, kind of a thing. Gave him my business card, the whole works. And then by working here, ended up working with Prince, assisting with an engineer named Femi Gia. Great guy. Anyway, Femi took off at one point, so I took over engineering for Prince and did that for like 2 years or something. Worked on Graffiti Bridge and Diamonds and Pearls, the last one. And then through that, I actually just gave Prince a tape one day of a groove I was working on. I said, yo, dude, check it out. And he listened to it and he came back and said, yeah, make it a song for Ingrid. Because we were just starting to put her album together at that point. So I worked on something like that, and Prince actually decided to put Ingrid and I together, and the studio just gave us a few days, and we cranked out a couple more. About the size of it. In a nutshell.
Now, what was it about Ingrid's poetry and lyrics that really excited you?
I don't know, I guess there's a fearlessness in her, like she's determined and pretty much fearless. No matter what happens, you know, she's moving on. It's not like, there's not so much insecurity, you know, I don't know. It's like how many people come up to you and tell you that they're a poet. That's what they do for a living, they're a poet, you know. No one's ever in my life come up and said that, you know. No one really does that. Ingrid does. She makes a living.
Is that when you first met Ingrid? Would have been around Graffiti Bridge times, or?
Yeah, and in fact, we were, because she was in the movie, obviously, and we met a little bit around then while she was here shooting the movie, and then we were in LA editing and mixing and all that for the movie, is when we went into the studio, because that's why we were out there. So Prince just took that opportunity and said, hey, go do that for a while.
Now, what track did you do first with her?
The first one was called Little Mama. It's sort of, I mean, a pseudo-reggae-ish sort of thing. I mean, we didn't go that far. But it was pretty spontaneous. Both the songs we worked on together, Little Mama and Hippie Blood, were collaborative, like right there now. A lot of people collaborate, but like I write a track, I give it to you, and then you work on lyrics, and you go, hey, something like this. You know, it's like you take it home.
Take it home.
But
give
we
it
were
back
just
to
sort
you.
of like, okay, do this, and she'd be like, yeah, okay, now do this. And it just went boom, 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 boom. Like we did a song a day. We did 2 songs in 2 days. They came out pretty good.
Hippie Blood is the new single, and do you think that this is going to be the thing that, you know, that really breaks Ingrid, that gets some attention to her? Or do you think it's going to be difficult just because, like you say, she is a poet, and this is what she does, and not many people come out and say, I'm a poet, and there's music up under here, but, you know, people say I'm a rapper, but they don't say I'm a poet.
It's a strange thing. I mean, I think Hippie Blood's a good tune, and a lot of people I play for really get off on it, but like the machinery that makes hits kind of thing, it's not always that level per se, you know. If you're not influenced the programming director to play it, you know, it doesn't matter if 800 million people would love it if that guy doesn't put it on for whatever reason, you know. A lot of the best music you got to look for. Anyone that likes music knows that. It's not on the top 10 where you find the best music, you know.
Yeah.
Some people get caught up in that. They want hits and money and all that. Great, have it, take it. You know, let's try to make some good music.
Now, what's the difference, let's say, between working with Ingrid and working with Prince, like on Diamonds and Pearls?
Well, Prince is obviously the captain of his own ship, and you basically are just, you know, one of his tools in the creative process or whatever, you know. You try to make what he wants to do happen, kind of a thing. And although, I mean, he does ask for input and take input from a lot of different people, basically, you know, it's his thing, like that. You know, when Ingrid and I worked together, it was much more give and take, you know, it wasn't,
real collaboration.
She wasn't saying, okay, now you're going to do this, and now you're going to do that. It was like, should we do this? No, let's do that. You know.
What are some of your favorite moments on Diamonds and Pearls?
Well, I love, as usually happens, I love all the tunes I didn't work on. You know, you can still stand them. I love Willing and Able, and I like the acoustic stuff. Money Don't Matter Tonight, and that sort of thing.
Which ones did you work on?
I actually worked on all of them, but I didn't track either of those, for example. They were recorded in Japan when they were on tour.
Do you ever get a chance to add something in? Does he ever say, well, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I tell people that there's like one measure of me playing guitar on Diamonds and Pearls. Because in what he said, you know, you can put some tracks in now. He went home. He loves to keep you working. You know, you're always working, kind of thing. So he left, and I just put on some guitar parts, of which he like unmuted it for like 2 times. But hey, you know, it's 4 notes that wouldn't have been on there if it wasn't for me.
We're sort of in the hallway, in the administrative hall. But look at this. Do you think the Muppet Babies have recorded here?
Have the Muppet Babies recorded here?
I think so. Looky there.
This is great. We got the Muppet Babies, we got the boys.
Barry.
The one and only Barry Manilow. Mandy.
No.
Bodine's.
Bodine's Batman even recorded here?
Joe Sample. Now, let's see. We're going over to the soundstage area.
And this is the women's department and the men's.
Of course. Of course, now you would think, now this is Prince's studio, that he would have the little cymbals instead of...
Well, you'd think they'd have heels on, actually. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to go down this way.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Okay. And right here we see the construction of this wonderful igloo. This was a rejected plan, see? Rejected. Look at the clouds on this place. Now, this is Minnesota right here, the clouds. Looky there, just looky there. And, well, there's more drawings.
More drawings. Now, how long have you been living here?
I've been living here 6 years. I kept
6
saying
years in
5 for a couple
Minneapolis?
years, and I realized a couple years have passed since I said 5, so now it's been 6. Well, maybe 1 year's passed since I said 5.
Oh, I like this.
Okay, now see this right here is the vault. Now you've heard about the vault? That's
No,
where Prince
I haven't
keeps
heard about the vault.
all of his tracks. He keeps them in the vault.
Everything?
Tim Dunn, call the operator. Tim Dunn, call the operator.
Tim Dunn, please call the operator. And let's see what here. Okay.
More construction.
More construction. Oh, there's that logo. this is the one they wound up using, I think.
And the others were rejected.
The others were rejected. Ah, looky there. There is the actual one that was kept.
Okay.
Well, that was it. A peek without a peek.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing. It's the beds and the monitors and the...
Yeah, and the sort of, you were saying sort of a Caligula type vibe.
Yeah,
there.
Caligula. If anyone has ever seen that gory movie, actually it's pretty interesting. But it was obviously an inspiration to Prince.
Yeah, and then you have some excerpts from the Get Off video.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks sort of like the Get Off video stage. Yeah, it does.
All right. Where are we going to go next?
Shall we go to the wardrobe?
Let's go to the wardrobe.
Let's see where Prince gets his clothes made. And this is our beautiful little doves. Look at... Look, his little beak's all messed up, sideways looking or something.
A bit, yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
I tell you.
What's been going on here?
Now, is this where you got all the costuming for Graffiti Bridge, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi. Everybody gets the lipstick check now. Okay, this is the wardrobe department.
Okay.
And, this is where all the outfits are made.
This is where, like, he has all of his personal things made?
Yeah, I think so. Stuff for stage and performance and just hanging out, I guess.
Mm-hmm. What about your clothing now? Do you have anything done here?
No, I've never. Well, only when I did Graffiti Bridge. But other than that.
Let's actually go take a close look over here and see what she's doing.
This one's not mine. Beautiful work.
Now, what do you think? Is that, would that be his?
I think so. That's his.
It says his name on the dummy there.
Yeah.
Let's ask. What's this for?
Prince.
Oh, one-word answer, okay. Is this for the new tour or a video or what? Do you know?
Whenever he wants to wear it. Yeah. It isn't made. I mean, it's a design that was done for him. He approved it. You know, it isn't scheduled. You know, as to whether it'll be a tour thing or no. Stacia does. Stacia Lang. Yeah.
Okay. So everything.
This is one. He asked for this one for Tokyo. He wants it in Tokyo.
Okay.
But you know, I don't know whether that means that he'll wear it on stage in Tokyo or whether he'll wear it out in Tokyo or what. You know?
Do you do his like personal at-home clothes as well as his stage clothes, or does he have personal at-home clothes? Does he wear tennis shoes, jeans, things like that, or
no jeans?
No jeans.
No jeans. Tennis shoes when you play basketball.
Okay.
Okay. And we make all of his clothes here.
Everything.
Yeah, everything.
And you also did the clothing for Graffiti Bridge?
Yeah. Yes. That was
Thank you.
one-word answer. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, this is the wardrobe area. I'm sure a lot of people always wonder where Prince gets his clothes.
I'm sure they do.
Well, let's play another video.
Okay, well, let's see. REM's recorded here. Why don't we play one of their videos?
Which one?
Losing My Religion.
Okay. This is it. I think with Chavez at Paisley Park. We can get in here?
Yeah.
You
Because
sure?
I hear there's a room full of funny guys, so let's go see who's in here.
After you.
All right.
Now, this is Studio...
This is Studio B. This is my favorite.
Okay.
And here's room full of funny guys.
Why would you do that, man?
Yeah, oh, look who it is. I'm going to introduce everyone.
Let's go find out who everyone is.
Well, we have pondered upon the room of funny guys here.
Okay, now who's who in here?
I'm Brian. How you doing? I'm Brian.
This is Ben. Ben?
That's Ben.
Hi, Ben Sidran. Nice to meet you. How do you do? This guy's scared to be on tape. I'm Ricky Peterson. That's Tommy Tucker. Tommy Tucker. Right here. Have a seat. Come over here, Tom. Say hi. I don't want to. Yeah.
Now, do you know these guys?
Well, I know Tom and Brian. These are...
They don't know that.
I don't know the room of funny guys.
Well, let's get this Ben Sidran guy over here, because I understand this is for his own very little label.
This is beautiful.
Yeah. You like this?
Yes, I like it.
See, she likes it.
Well, that's good, because the blues is everybody's music, so I know this is your music. This is the blues. It's for a label called Go Jazz. It's my new label, Go Jazz. Available around the world, the United States, Canada, and the Far East. And this is Phil Upchurch.
Yeah. Like
Beautiful music. Yes, I like this. Cool.
Hey, we like much. Can I say this?
Yeah.
We like much music down here. We hear about you. We don't get to see you, but we hear about you.
You got a dish? You got a dish?
I got a dish. I got a couple of dishes.
You got a couple of dishes?
Forks and spoons too, but I'm not. I don't see. No, but seriously, much music is actually hipper than MTV. Can I say that?
Say that.
It is. That's it.
He can say that.
I hear it's hipper.
Yeah.
It is hipper.
I only have this much patience for MTV.
See? There. And hang on a second on the... See that? Hey. Okay, is that hip or what, guys? Is that hip? Okay, that's hip. That's hip. That's terribly hip.
Grandmother knitted that for me.
Yeah, I get to... Yeah.
What do you think of this mix? Give us your opinion of the mix. The vocal, the guitar. That's Ricky. Don't listen to that.
Yeah.
What the angel came from nowhere?
Vocals are nice level.
Yeah.
Level's good?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I often wonder.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
All I ever saw in
It's a good, comfortable level, yes.
Yeah, we like
Yeah.
that. We like that.
Okay, so you get album credits now.
Yeah, okay, good. We get credits?
Yeah,
Good,
right.
good. All right. That's
We're the
great.
mixers.
That's how it works.
We should crash more sessions
Well, now you
then.
got to
tell
get
you.
in touch with your lawyer and ask for points. That's the next
We
Well,
gotta
I'm
get our
good
lawyer.
at
and ask
that. I'm good at the lawyer thing.
for- All right, this is it. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Okay.
Check the graffiti out. Bye, Brian. Let's check the graffiti out. This is nice in here.
Okay.
This was, I think, a wall that was spray painted during the first conceptualizing of Graffiti Bridge. When they first began to conceptualize Graffiti Bridge, I think that these were the characters. And see, instead of the character being named Angel, it was named Aura. And then there was Melody Cool, who became Mavis Staples. And I think Camille was going to be a character in the movie, but that was dropped. And then Miko, of course, was in the movie. And I don't know who Joshua was. Gruff. B-Town. Maybe that was what Seven Corners was going to be. I don't know. But there's Levi up there, and this was it. This was the original one. See, Graffiti Bridge. Look it over here.
Okay.
Look it over here. See if I don't know what I'm talking about. Looky.
Right there.
Look, in the spectrum of the colors of the paint.
The grand
Let's see what
progression.
this says over here.
Okay.
Tony Christian, who was in the band. What was that band that was out on Paisley Park? All the guys, and they had the pearls and the colors. Maserati. See?
Okay.
Tony Christian was in here. His real name is Bruce, though.
Dan Barry, Tony Christian, and Mark.
Boomer? Something.
Mm-hmm. So this was the original. Oh, wait. We have to do a shot in front of this. Come on.
Angel.
That was you? Angel
That was
switched to
me.
Aura.
There goes Ricky.
Now, the idea for Graffiti Bridge, where did it come from? Was it notes that Prince had, I heard, or?
Yeah, he keeps everything in notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that he wanted to make a musical, sort of like a modern day musical, off the concept of like the 40s and 50s when they'd make their little musicals and stuff. But yeah, and I think that it was an extension of Love Sexy in a way also, what he was trying to say in Love Sexy. And it was just something he was trying to say, about love and God and peace and people getting together and getting along, things like that.
I like your character in the film.
Yeah, she's a pretty cool little gal.
But it's unfortunately, she sort of has to be sacrificed at the end, sort of.
Yes, that's the story of my life.
Okay.
I relate very much to that character.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, Just the feeling that through your own actions you can affect people by your own, whatever it is that you decide to apply to your own life, you can affect people through that. And it is a sacrifice. Writing and laying your soul on the line is a sacrifice. So.
Let's go.
Well, we're going to go down into the forbidden zone now, which is the vault.
Ooh.
Okay, here's the vault. The guy with the key.
Now, again, what's special about this vault? Everything's in there?
Everything's in there.
Like videos, everything?
Videos, tapes. People are in there.
People are in the vault?
People that are kept in there.
Prince has stored people in suspended animation in the vault.
Prince accidentally.
Uh-oh. Oh, first we have the bike.
That's the graffiti bridge bike.
That's great.
Looky there, the graffiti bridge bike. And there's the graffiti bridge poster. Don't get a close-up on that corner up there. Don't do that. Oh, looky here. This is where all the gold records are kept.
All right. Uh-oh, we've been asked to hold on for 1 second.
Look at this place here.
When was the last time you were in here?
I haven't been here in ages.
Okay, first of all, hang on. The fuzzies. First, let's discuss this here. The fuzzies, okay?
Those are keyboard covers or something, I think. Well, they're used as keyboard covers.
Okay. And,
Okay.
wow.
Wow, look at this. Look at this. Wow. A little clown to play with.
It's Purple Rain, I guess.
Most of this stuff looks like it's from Purple Rain.